many of us have the same feeling that I had. That is, I feel a little bit orphan because I didn't have a proper training to face some situations when we have to talk to media, we have to prepare press conference, we go to conference to talk ourselves, and that's it. I would like to start to make a short reflection about the world that we are living in, which everybody will agree that is flooded with information. And in the last decades, not only with information, but with images, right? We put cameras in front of our kids even before they open their eyes, right? I want to show you this little video. It's only 15 seconds, but I think it's very eloquent about how we're living now in the way of communicating. And cross your finger, tell me that this works. The girl, it has to be share something with her cousin. She doesn't want. And I think we, as professionals, we have to be very much aware of it and learn how to use all the mechanisms that we have in order to get our message through. So we have to improve our skills to get this. It's not only that we prepare press releases. You can arrange interviews yourself. You can answer yourself, but maybe is your colleague the one who has to answer. You can help that person to prepare for an interview. It is your work, it's our work too. His age, do you think it's important? Yeah. I think it's very important. If you're dealing with a journalist under 30, 35, it is very different if you are dealing with a guy that is 50. Just the way that you contact him, very important. Age. Sex. Yeah, there are some psychological things, right? Sex. Do you know the media that this guy works for? Yeah. Well, sometimes people works for wonderful media who has a lot of resources to work with, but many times and nowadays there are so many cuts in the newsrooms that journalists are with a load of work like here, and they don't really have time. So you can be very helpful for these guys, and I think it's very interesting. Do you know if they are ambitious? Yes. So,
and also if subject is thinking. So what is his specialty?
Exactly. It is general news and you just throw this issue on top of him, or he is specialized. It will change completely the story that you have to try to tell them. I think it is a very much used technique of marketing. Create your own prototype of what is your journalist. I have a journalist who is very young, who is this, and is a male, and is under 35. But on the other side, I have a lady who is is 50. How do you get in contact with this guy? You get into the conversation, you never call him. You go into his social media, you see what is he talking about, you try to get him involved in your conversation, then you drop him a direct message or an email. With the 50 years old, you have to get the phone. And if you can get a coffee with that person, much better. If he's a freelancer, as you mentioned, you have to be very good selling him a story. Because for him, it is a question of survival to sell the story for you. I think it is very important that we are very aware that we have to be very helpful to journalists. This, it passed to the next one, right? Well, the question is, what it says here in the slide, it is image, the picture. I transmit certain things just by my hair, my jacket, my pants, if I wear too much makeup, if I have jewelry. If you are going to meet a union worker, you don't expect him to come with a gold Rolex, right? A politician knows very well what is the color of the tie that he's wearing. Some of them have a ponytail and never wear a tie. It's a different message. It is not good image or bad image. You don't have to be elegant. You don't have to be anything in particular. It has to match with your message, with whatever it is. It's not just because you're thirsty. It is because it has a soothing effect. You breathe nicely. There are many ways of training breathing. We do all yoga, or we can just, if you don't do yoga, 5 minutes before you go to the bathroom and breathe, hold the air inside and throw it slowly. I was the other day thinking that a lot of people, but I think the most important thing that we have to think is that he was one of the wealthiest person in the planet, probably very busy, I'm sure, and he still found the time to rehearse many hours, many days in advance. It's not an excuse. If he could, we can. There is no more excuses about that. We have to find the job, the time to do this job, and it's practice. Believe me, it changed completely. I am absolutely convinced that 100% of us we can do, maybe not like a Steve Jobs, of course not. We are who we are. In every situation, we are different. And we'll see how we manage to do it.